Virgo, stop. Right now, in this exact second, the universe is quietly rewriting your story. If something inside you shifted today, if you felt it before you even understood it, this is your sign. Don't look away. Not yet. Cosmic shift. Somewhere above you, right now, the sky is shifting. You can't see it with your eyes, but your body already knows. That heaviness you felt this morning, the strange clarity that hit you out of nowhere, like a window opening in a room you didn't even know was sealed, that wasn't random, Virgo. That was the cosmos tapping on the glass of your soul. Maybe it arrived as restlessness the moment you woke up, a feeling that today was somehow different before you'd even checked the time. Or maybe it arrived as an unexpected wave of calm in the middle of an ordinary task, like your whole nervous system exhaled at once. Today, July 31st, the sky enters a quiet but powerful turning point. The sun is blazing through bold, fiery Leo, a season built for confidence, visibility, and unapologetic self-expression. But you, Virgo, are an earth sign, grounded, precise, ruled by Mercury, the planet of thought, discernment, and truth. So while the rest of the world chases spotlight and spectacle, something different is stirring in your corner of the zodiac. A slower revolution, an internal one. You've spent years trusting your mind more than your intuition. You built a life out of logic, checklists, and careful analysis, because somewhere along the way, you learned that being useful felt safer than being seen, and being right felt safer than being open. But today, that wiring is being gently, deliberately rewired. This is the secret shift almost no astrologer slows down long enough to explain to you. It isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, it won't announce itself with fireworks. It shows up as a whisper, a random memory resurfacing, a wave of exhaustion followed by unexpected peace, a pull towards someone or something you can't fully explain with logic. And for a mind like yours, Virgo, that unexplainable pull is the loudest signal of all. Here's the truth about Virgo energy that so many people get wrong. You were never the sign of perfection. You were always the sign of refinement, of taking raw, chaotic energy and turning it into something sacred. And right now, the universe isn't asking you to fix anything. It's asking you to feel something. If you felt unusually reflective today, if your thoughts keep circling back to a decision you made months ago, if you've caught yourself staring into space, replaying a memory you thought you'd let go of, that is not your mind malfunctioning. That is your soul recalibrating. This shift is subtle by design because you, Virgo, don't respond to noise. You respond to precision. So the universe is speaking to you in the one language you've always trusted. Quiet, careful, undeniable detail. Stay with me here because what's happening today isn't just a passing mood or a strange coincidence. It's the opening act of something much bigger. A transformation that's already begun, whether you consciously noticed it or not. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for, so you don't miss what your soul has been trying to tell you all along. The signs you've been missing. Have you noticed it yet? The repeating numbers on the clock. The song that plays at exactly the moment you needed to hear it. The stranger who says the one sentence you've been needing to hear for weeks, then disappears into the crowd like they were never really there at all. Virgo, I need you to understand something about yourself. You are one of the most intuitive signs in the entire zodiac. You've just spent your whole life mistaking your intuition for overthinking. Every single day, your mind processes 1,000 tiny details most people never register at all. You notice the shift in someone's tone before they say a word. You sense when something is wrong in a room before anyone tells you. That is not anxiety. That is not you being too much. That is spiritual perception operating at full capacity, hidden inside the disguise of a practical mind. So today, when I ask you to look for signs, I'm not asking you to believe in magic. I'm asking you to trust the same sharp awareness you already use every single day. Just point it inward instead of outward. Have you seen 1111 more than once this week? Has a certain number, maybe your birthday, maybe an old address, kept crossing your path? Has an old friend, an ex, or someone from your past resurfaced out of nowhere in your thoughts or your notifications? These are not coincidences to a mind that tracks patterns for a living. These are messages delivered in the one dialect you were always fluent in, detail. Maybe it's a book that keeps falling open to the same page, or a stranger on the street wearing the exact colour you were just thinking about. Small things, precise things, exactly the kind of evidence a Virgo mind can't rationally dismiss. Pay attention to your body too. Have you felt inexplicably tired, like your energy is being pulled somewhere you can't see? Have you had a sudden urge to clean, to organise, to let go of things you've held on to for years? Old clothes, old messages, old grudges? That's not just spring cleaning, that's your spirit clearing space for what's arriving next. And here's where I need you to pause this video for 1 second and actually do something. Tell me in the comments which sign you felt. Was it a number? A dream? A memory that wouldn't leave you alone? A person who reappeared out of nowhere? I read every single comment, and I promise you, when hundreds of Virgos start comparing notes, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Because here's the part they never tell you about signs, Virgo. They're not meant to be experienced alone. They're meant to be witnessed, shared, confirmed, and once you start recognizing them consciously, you can't go back to sleep. You start living wide awake. But recognizing the sign is only step one. What happens next, the actual shift inside you, is where things get real. The energy shift within. There is a version of you, Virgo, that has been tired for a very long time. Not physically tired, soul tired. Tired from carrying, from fixing, from being the reliable one, the responsible one, the one who shows up even when nobody asks if you're okay. That version of you is beginning to dissolve, quietly, without asking permission. For years, maybe your whole life, you've measured your worth in output, in how much you accomplished, how well you handled things, how few mistakes you made. You built an identity on competence, because somewhere deep down you believed that if you were useful enough, careful enough, good enough, you'd finally feel safe. Finally, feel loved. Finally, feel like enough. But energy doesn't lie, Virgo, and the energy moving through you today is asking a different question. Not, what can you do, but who are you when you're not doing anything at all? That question is uncomfortable, I know. For a mind wired toward productivity, stillness can feel like danger. Rest can feel like falling behind. But this shift isn't asking you to abandon your gifts, your discernment, your precision, your beautifully careful mind. It's asking you to stop using those gifts as armor. Maybe that armor looked like always being the one who remembers everyone else's birthday but forgets your own needs. Maybe it looked like offering to help before anyone even asked, because being needed felt safer than simply being wanted. Whatever shape it took in your life, it kept you safe for a long time. Nobody is asking you to feel ashamed of that. But safety and aliveness are not always the same thing, Virgo, and today your soul is quietly choosing aliveness. Think of it like this. A caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by working harder. It becomes a butterfly by dissolving completely, by trusting a process it cannot see, control, or fully understand inside a shell that looks from the outside like nothing is happening at all. That is exactly what's happening inside you right now, Virgo. It looks like stillness. It might even look like confusion or stagnation. But underneath, everything is quietly being rebuilt. This is why you might feel unusually emotional today, tearing up at something small, feeling raw or exposed in a way you can't quite explain. This is why old wounds, old relationships, even old arguments might be resurfacing in your mind uninvited. It's not regression, it's release. Your soul finally feels safe enough to let go of what your mind has been guarding for years. You don't have to fix this feeling, Virgo. You don't have to analyze your way out of it, organize it into a plan, or find the lesson right this second. For maybe the first time in your life, you're being invited to simply feel it, to let the wave move through you instead of around you. Because what's dissolving right now isn't you. It's everything you built to protect yourself from being truly seen. And what's arriving to replace it is bigger, freer, and far more powerful than any version of perfect you ever tried to be. Soul transformation and awakening every soul on this planet is on a timeline, not the timeline of clocks and calendars, a deeper one. A timeline written in lifetimes and lessons, and in moments exactly like this one, where the veil between who you were and who you're becoming grows thin enough to see through. You are standing in one of those moments right now, Virgo. This is why certain people in your life may suddenly feel distant, even if nothing was said, even if no conflict occurred. Souls that were only meant to walk beside you for a season begin to fall out of step naturally when you start vibrating at a different frequency. This isn't a punishment, it isn't your fault, and it isn't theirs. It's simply what happens when one person keeps evolving, and a connection was never built for where you're going next. You might feel this most clearly at home, at work, even within your own family. A quiet distance where there used to be easy closeness. It doesn't mean the love was fake. It means you're both being asked to grow in different directions for a while, and that can be true and painful and completely okay all at once. At the same time, don't be surprised if someone unexpected returns to your life right now. Someone who feels instantly familiar, even if you've barely spoken before. Awakening has a strange gravity to it. It pulls in the people, opportunities, and experiences that match your new frequency, often before your logical mind has caught up to what's actually happening. You may also feel a pull towards something you can't fully justify yet. A creative project, a career shift, a spiritual practice, a place you've never been but feel strangely called toward. Your rational mind will want a 5-step plan before it commits to anything. But awakening doesn't wait for spreadsheets, Virgo. It asks for trust first, clarity second. This is the part of your journey where your higher self stops whispering and starts speaking more directly, through dreams that feel more vivid than usual, through a gut feeling you can't quite talk yourself out of, through a strange sense of déjà vu, like you've lived this exact moment before, under another sky, as another version of yourself. None of this is random, and none of it is happening to punish you or test you. It's happening because you are ready, even the parts of you that don't feel ready yet, especially those parts. This is what real spiritual awakening looks like for a Virgo. Not lightning bolts, not overnight transformation, but a slow, undeniable turning, like a compass needle finally settling on true north after years of spinning through everyone else's expectations. And this is exactly where the secret cosmic shift I mentioned at the very beginning of this video becomes impossible to ignore. Because underneath every sign, every emotional wave, every shift in your relationships, there is one truth that almost nobody says out loud to a Virgo, and it's time you finally hear it. The truth you were never told. Here it is, Virgo, the truth. You were never meant to earn your place in this world through perfection. You were never meant to prove your worth through how much you could carry, fix, or control. That belief didn't come from your soul. It came from a world that rewarded your competence and forgot to ask if you were okay underneath it. The truth is this: your worth was never in question. Not once. Not for a single day of your life. Not when you made a mistake at work. Not when you cancelled plans because you needed rest instead. Not on the days you had nothing left to give. The cosmic shift activating today isn't asking you to become someone new. It's asking you to remember someone very old, the version of you that existed before the world taught you to earn love through usefulness, the version of you that trusted your instincts before you learned to doubt them, the version of you that believed quietly and completely that you were enough exactly as you are. This is why the shift feels strange, even uncomfortable, because remembering who you really are almost always feels like loss before it feels like freedom. You're grieving a version of yourself you built out of survival so that the real you, the soft, intuitive, deeply perceptive soul underneath all that armor, can finally step forward. That process deserves patience, not judgment, especially your own. From here, the invitation is simple, even if it isn't easy. Stop asking, what should I fix? And start asking, what do I actually feel? Stop measuring your day by what you accomplished and start noticing what moved you, what softened you, what made you feel alive. Let yourself receive, Virgo, help, love, rest, joy, without immediately calculating how you'll repay it. If you don't know where to start, start small. Tonight, before bed, place your hand over your heart and simply say, out loud or in your mind, I don't have to earn my rest. Notice how strange that sentence feels in your body. Notice if it feels like a lie at first. That resistance isn't proof that it's untrue, Virgo. It's proof of exactly how deep the old programming runs and how ready you are to finally rewrite it. Because that's the real secret this cosmic shift is activating. Not productivity, not perfection, presence. The universe isn't asking you to do more. It's asking you to trust more. To trust the signs, trust the timing, trust the quiet knowing that has been trying to reach you your entire life. You were never behind. You were never too much or not enough. You were simply waiting for a moment exactly like this one. A moment where the sky lines up, the noise quiets down, and the truth finally has room to land. So take a breath, let your shoulders drop, and let today be the day you stop performing your worth and start living it. If even one part of this reading felt like it was speaking straight to you, do one thing before you close this video. Scroll down and type the word awakened in the comments. I read every single one, and I want to know how many Virgos felt this shift with me today. Tell me which part hit hardest, the signs, the energy shift within, or the truth at the end. Your comment might be